Hello, Unc H. Davis here, and time to move on with the Doomed Timeline. Getting ready to go into Blacksteeple Castle, and I'll just go advance the plot immediately. Yeah, but she actually has a good point. Ah. Oh, hey Val. Really? Are you serious about this? Nah, I'd already... Okay, I am going to skip those because... we'd beaten them, so just trying to find out where I'm supposed to be going. This floor would at the very least make sense. But there is nothing, so... Oh, finally something useful. Hello, Amber. Yep. Yeah, understandable. Yeah, oh yeah, we are. But it's actually pretty interesting with that machine, because where did it come from? Is it some Garufan tech that Vitus unearthed, or is it some, or is it something that he created with either himself or with Melanie? I mean, I'd almost guess it's the first, considering the name of the game for one, and I mean the mods have to come from somewhere, so probably Garufan tech actually, with a reprogrammed interface. Well, at least Metamix is being honest. I still think it's kind of cool with the Blacksteeple town here. I mean, fair point mostly. And yeah, there's nothing in these doors, but I actually think it's kind of cool to see the parts of the kingdom that Melanie is trying to rule here. And also the main entrance to the castle instead of the back entrance we get now. I actually kind of like the back entrance more. I'd also like the similarities to the Blacksteeple castle we see yeah, I mean, I know it's was Blacksteeple prison in this let's play, but the Blacksteeple castle we would actually have seen if we'd been playing the same version. Some really cool continuity here, although this entrance wouldn't have existed. And it's also kind of strange to go from a cave entrance to what looks like a very, very legitimate entryway. Wouldn't she have been the queen of the castle? Melia, sometimes you need to shut the fuck up and let Madam X speak. Yeah, Tesla remains Tesla in all timelines. Nah, I'd say that she actually nailed that one pretty well. Yeah, I agree with Amber. What? Yeah, we'll see about that. She's not. She probably would be. Yeah, she kind of gives off those vibes, doesn't she? Anyway, moving on. Well, this is Rejuvenation, not one of the mainline games, so no significant difference. Yeah, I mean, yeah, but those were, yeah, but that's only because those organizations were full of losers who didn't know what they were doing. Okay, so Tesla recognizes AMP in this version. Interesting. Actually, she's completely independent. And there she is. I mean, yeah, that's pretty clever. Um, the fact that it's a fucking trapdoor, I think it's hilarious. I mean, the Porygon makes more sense, but yep, you'd be right. Yeah, that's true. She does. Yeah, except Okay, I won't be able to fake it out, so I think you're a physical attacker. Do I have a normal type? I most certainly do not. See here. Right, that crap bypasses reflect, of course. How does he have a mega ring in this time? Timeline. But still, Moxie sweep. That was so easy. Holy shit. Yeah, you would want that to get the overlap. Yeah, but you'll be dooming yourself, because that button is also the only thing that keeps the world from being reset, and if you don't have the time diamond, then you can't react to it, so... But that art there is actually really cool. I hope she does, and I definitely understand the position. I mean, it's made a little bit too obvious with the yellow writing, but yeah, we're doing nothing. Exactly. Yep. And how can we be sure of that? I mean, there aren't, but the time diamond there is fake, so... Oopsie poopsie, you kind of revealed the trick. You said it yourself. Except that another one would appear in the world immediately afterwards. Nope, she's completely right about everything she said. Yeah, she called Eveltal. Yeah, Madam X, since you just got dropped into a hole like a chump, can you please take care of that Eveltal? No? Okay. Absolute fraud. Well, she does exist somewhere in that timeline. Okay, so we don't get the in-depth walk through everything. But we do get the restoration. Do we have any battle with Melanie in this version? Yeah, legitimately is. Nah, we are not going to forget. it is. Yeah, I kinda died and came back to life. No biggie. Yep, the volcano. And allegedly also Kugirin. Actually, yeah, we would, but I already do know. I just can't. Rejuvenation, as it's always been. Yep, that's how this that's how this story works. Okay, so Madam X saw that? Yeah, overlapping, that's also what happened with Melanie. Yeah, and that's also why Melia won, because Melanie realized she'd lost. While Melanie would win if Melia gave in and handed over the time diamonds, and that actually makes perfect sense. Yep. Yeah. Yeah, nah, it'll never be yours. Okay, so that's a little bit more subdued than Melia cursing up a storm in the current version, and yeah, she pretty much is. Yeah, and Vivian was ready to sacrifice herself, so I mean, if you have to sacrifice someone, then let it be someone who actually wants to. And then the question is, did Madame X actually get to keep her time diamond? Because only one can exist at the same time. So she's going back to a time where she herself has the time diamond. Obviously, we'd still have to go to year 40 after Storm 9 for her to actually be allowed to keep it. But I think this trip to the Doomed Timeline actually cost Madame X her time diamond. So her F12 key is actually gone, which is another good thing. But anyway, let's go deal with Vivian. No, I mean, you... Wouldn't it be a paradox to not let her throw the pebble, but, yeah. Yep, exactly. Yep. Right, good. Time to deal with Vivian. Okay, Alita, can you please give us a helping hand on this one? Yeah, she sacrificed herself to save the world. It is true. Thank you. True. Yeah. So let's see, we already have Angie putting in some work. I can't see Stella anywhere, can you? Don't think there'll be a battle, but yeah, might as well. Because we know what happened if you didn't sacrifice yourself. Oh, it is. Don't worry about it. Okay, yeah, that's just a bit of mood changer right there. Not us. Coming for your next version, God of War. And also interesting how Storm 9 is very explicitly Master Adria's gift to humanity. And that it had already been set in motion, sorry for skipping that. Oh, it wasn't pointless. Okay, yeah, so that's where Mimikyu comes in. Oh, she's pretty far from okay, but that Storm 9 won't have that much power, but it will happen. Hello, Talia. Yep. Correct. Yeah, unfortunately, next time our path cross from your perspective won't be so good. What, that Scylla and Eldest are the same person? Yeah. I mean, after the Doomed Timeline, that would probably be fairly accurate. But interesting that it's outright weeks in the Doomed Timeline. Haha. Nope. 100% truth. Where did we put Erin? I think that'll be here. Yep. No, no, Erin. No, I wouldn't say Melia chose the million. That would be Scylla herself chose. Scylla chose the million for herself. Good conclusion. Yep, I think that'll be next version. Or nah, I think maybe that's version 12. Oh yeah, this thing, of course. No, but it is here, so you might as well take it with you. Yes. Yeah, nothing left in this timeline. And I think I'll probably return to cut down the cherry tree in the post-version content, but nah, 100% justified. She's currently dead. Well, not dead. She's lying in a pod under access high, under control of some of our enemies, but you will be in contact with her soon enough. Yeah, he noticed the hair. Yeah, so what happened is we kind of fucked up the timeline and then got thrown into a Doomed Timeline. And at that timeline, we lived for a couple of weeks until we completely upended the most powerful person living there and restored nature, and then we went back home. What? No further questions? Really? Whatever. Still nothing. Yeah, that... not quite. Yep. I'm not. I mean, just to be clear, I'm not saying I'm not surprised because I played this scene a lot of times. I'm not because it was kind of obvious with all the hints we're being spoon-fed. Yeah. She knows. She knows. Yeah, we should give her some space. I actually agree with that. So let's see what it is Sota wanted to show us. Healing machine and... Okay, so yeah, we know Amanda is replaced by a robot controlled by Kieran and Clear. But why on earth would she put Sota in as a gym leader? Because if he doesn't do it, I'm kind of screwed. So it's a bit surprising that actually happened. I also think this part was removed from the lore in one of the later versions. I'm just pointing it out. Yeah. But that'll be for next episode. I don't really have as much raw footage as I usually do, but I also can't really think of anything to cut away, so that evens out. Yeah, I can still travel back to the past. But yeah, I was actually... I didn't remember how little would happen when Melanie was actually Yeah, I didn't remember how little was actually going to happen when Melanie was confronted in the castle. I thought there were some trials of some strange nature, but yeah, there weren't. So basically, just get in immediately, do the time diamond stuff, and okay, fair enough. Not even a battle. We're going to to help sacrifice Vivian. So yeah, there were a lot of expansions to it. At the very least, the additions to the castle in the newer versions, the trials and all that stuff. definitely miss that. So glad that was added in. On the other hand, I liked seeing that Blacksteeple that it was. You could see that it was the same castle, kinda. As in, you could see the. You could see it was the same courtyard and all that stuff, and having similar rooms would actually in the current version would actually have been really cool. But yeah, that's largely a nitpick. But yeah, so next time taking on Sota, doing some doing the usual post version stuff, and yeah, version 10 didn't turn out to be that long. But that's actually kind of to be expected with all the new world spacing and some rather heavy eventing. That stuff takes time. But anyway, yeah, that's it for now. See you next time. Bye. Okay, yeah, that was not what I was going for. Yeah, bye.